Here is my review and recap of Dexter Season 2, Episode 2, entitled Waiting to Exhale. In this episode, the FBI gets involved in the Bay Harbor butcher case. Deborah has serious issues, and Dexter goes for the second and third round with Little Chino. Also, we have Dexter and Rita and their relationship. There's a lot to go over, so let's get started. This episode starts with another body being found, and this time it's the mother of the son who was killed in the first episode. So Little Chino had gone after the mother as well. So this really sets Dexter off, and Dexter feels like he needs to go after him. At the same time, we have the FBI getting involved and showing up at Metro PD. The FBI is headed by a special agent named Frank Lundy, who's going to be a big part of this season. At this stage, they have 13 confirmed bodies by the Bay Harbor butcher, which is actually Dexter. Nobody else knows that except the audience. And we're going to find out how that goes throughout the rest of the season. Dexter does get his second chance at Little Chino. He actually goes against everything that his father taught him, has a tranquilizer gun, and kind of follows Little Chino as he's at a party and he comes out. Little Chino goes across the street to smoke a cigarette, and that's when Dexter comes out and points a gun at him. And that's when Little Chino tells him, "We've been waiting for you." And a couple of his men jump out and try to go after Dexter. Dexter kind of runs around the corner really quickly and kind of disappears. They can't find him. He's actually in the sewer. So when he finally gets back home, he's about to go into his apartment, and that's when Rita shows up and demands that he goes with him to Paul's funeral. While at the funeral, Dexter feels really out of place and has some dialogue with his now dead brother. This episode culminates with Rita and Dexter having a big discussion at the end of the episode, where she confronts him about the shoe. The shoe is sitting on the table, and she wants to know point blank, did Dexter do this to Paul to get him in prison? Dexter does admit to it, and surprisingly, Rita doesn't seem too upset, but he's afraid to say it. So he says, yeah, I hit him in a moment of passion. And then she asks him, where did you get the drugs, the heroin to shoot up, and how did you know how much to use? And he said he got it out of the evidence locker and took it from the police department. That kind of makes her think, and she goes, wait a minute. You said this was a moment of passion, but it sounds more premeditated. She then tells him, I'm going to ask you one question. Answer me this one question. Our whole entire relationship hinges on this question. She said, do you have an addiction? Well, yeah, he has an addiction, and he admits it, but that's not the addiction he's thinking about. But she sees that as an addiction to drugs, kind of embraces him and says, we'll get through this together. During this episode, we also have his sister who is having issues. She's actually working out a lot. An unhealthy amount of time is being spent on working out because of what happened with Dexter's brother, the Ice Truck Killer. Now, she doesn't know that that was his brother, and as far as she knows, she was just dating a killer. And she does a lot of working out. And while she's working out, she kind of gets off the treadmill and goes to punch a punching bag and hurts her hand. Another guy comes up who knows how to use a punching bag and says, I'm going to teach you how to do this. And he starts to get out the tape. He said, the first thing you need to do is tape your hands. Well, when he rips the tape, that brings back bad memories of her being tied up by the Ice Truck Killer, and she has to get out of there. And the guy's kind of really gives her a weird look as she leaves, like, he didn't do anything wrong, and he just seems a little upset that she left. Kind of well, not upset, but confused. Later on in the episode, her and Batista are going to get some information on Little Chino, and when they show up, there's a kid who ends up putting spray paint on a car, and Deborah sees this and runs after him. Little, 12-year-old kid chases him down, pushes him to the ground, and then puts a gun to his neck and demands that he give out information. Well, later on, you find out that, Batista stops her, pulls her away, and you can see she is just not having a good time. She clearly has issues because of the Ice Truck Killer. She definitely needs therapy, but she's not getting any anytime soon. So Batista pulls her off, and because of that kid talking, he said, please don't kill me. I'll give you all the information you need on the drugs and everything else. So they do get that information, and they actually arrest the entire gang, everyone except Little Chino, which then gives Dexter the opportunity to go after him one last time. He does finally corner him in an elevator, service elevator, and kind of pokes him with that prodder. He got some tranquilizer from someone at the police department earlier, and one of them was a long stick with a needle on the end of it, and that's what he used to get him. Gets him back to the place where he was originally going to kill him, and is finally able to do the deed and kill little Chino and basically get his mojo back. So there's a lot going on right now. We've got Dexter kind of, the episode entitled Waiting to Exhale. He finally gets to exhale after he kills that guy. Then ends up having a little bit more trouble with Rita towards the end, and that gets resolved as well. So a lot of that tension is definitely relieved at the end of this episode. So all the episodes are aptly named, that's for sure. So that's where we end off in this episode. We've got the FBI looking at, the Bay Harbor Butcher. We've got Dexter trying to mend his relationship with Rita, and we've got Deborah trying to deal with her issues. So we're going to find out what happens in the next episode shortly. I do appreciate everybody who's watched thus far. I hope you're enjoying the recaps. If there's anything you'd like to see differently, let me know. I'll be doing all of the episode reviews from now until the time the show gets released for episode 9. We do have episode 9 coming in 2021 on Showtime. So that's why I'm going through all the episodes one by one. So I will be reviewing every single episode all the way through season 8 up until the release of the new season. So I appreciate everyone who has watched so far. Hit that like button on the video. Hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell, and you will be notified when new videos go up.